A pleasant day to each and every one of you. We are the Group 7, and for today, we will be discussing Chapter 7 entitled Doing History, a Guide for Students. Now, before we start off with the first topic, let me first relay an introduction. Now, history is an active process of investigation. Now, this phrase suggests that history isn't just a fixed, static record of past events. Instead, it is an ongoing process where historians and researchers investigate, interpret, and revise. Now, this process acknowledges that historical understanding evolves over time, reflecting new insights, perspectives, and evidence. Now, next is the multiple approaches help us study the past. And this chapter explores practical methods of doing historical research. Now, to begin with our first topic, doing historical research online. First, we have here Introduction to Online Historical Research. Now, when students begin researching today, their first instinct is to go online, and that makes sense. The internet gives us immediate access to an overwhelming amount of information, but while this accessibility is a huge advantage, it also means we need to be very strategic because again, without direction, it's easy to get lost in irrelevant or unreliable sources. Next, we have responsible use of online sources. Now, one crucial reminder is that not everything online is automatically usable as is. Historical research requires analysis and proper sourcing, just like with printed materials. Always credit your sources to avoid plagiarism, and it's not just about citing also, it's about maintaining academic integrity and critical thinking. So next we have the effective search strategies. Now, finding the right information depends a lot on how you search. That is where search strings come in. For example, instead of just typing Philippine Revolution, you might search for Philippine Revolution 1896 Costas primary sources. Now, the more specific you are, the more relevant and credible your results will be. So next we have the useful scholarly platforms. Now, Google Scholar is a great tool for locating peer-reviewed articles, academic book chapters, and conference papers. Use it to see what's already been published on your topic. Google Books can also help you as well. Many times you can preview chapters to decide if a book is worth accessing physically or through your library, like an e-library. Next, we have the Wikipedia. Now, use with caution. Wikipedia is a double edged sword. On one hand, it gives you a quick summary of a topic, but on the other hand, it's not academically reliable because anyone can edit it. So, use it only to orient yourself, but don't stop there. Follow the citations listed at the bottom of articles. Those links can lead you to more legitimate or citable sources. Lastly is the digital libraries and archives. Now, don't forget digital libraries. Project Gutenberg offers public domain texts, including important historical works related to the Philippines. There is also the Internet Archive, which is very broad. It has everything from books to old websites, government portals, and news media sites are also great, especially for contemporary historical documents and legal texts. Now, that is all for the doing historical research online.
Unlike online researches, libraries and archives offer tangible access to original documents, manuscripts, and the records that are vital for historical research. These sources provide the raw material for building accurate and scholarly interpretations of the past. Students must become comfortable navigating these spaces as a part of developing their academic discipline. A lot of valuable documents, especially from the Spanish era, are written in Spanish or even in Latin, which may pose a challenge. But don't be discouraged. There are still many accessible materials, and archive staff are often willing to help you to locate or interpret sources relevant to your topic. Some of the richest research resources are found in university libraries. UP Diliman's main library has a vast Filipiniana collection. Ateneo holds valuable documents from the American period, while UST, as the oldest Catholic university, has a centuries-old collection. These libraries are often open to the public or researchers. Just check for their access policies. Beyond schools, there are private and local archives worth exploring. The Family History Center is great for genealogy research. The Chinbin Library provides unique insight into Chinese Filipino history. Even your local museum or library might surprise you with a valuable primary resources. Don't underestimate what's nearby. At palaging isipin, mag-aral na mabuti upang buhay ay bumuti.
Next, we have the value of life histories in historical research. Life history isn't just about figures like Rizal or Jesus. Every person contributes to history in some way. By understanding someone's life, whether famous or not, we begin to see how individual experience reflect, respond, shape larger historical context. It's also empowering history becoming something we're all part of and not just to observe of. Next, we have the analyzing individual lives. This to truly understand a person's historical role, you need to study not only what they do, but also where they come from, what shaped their thinking, values, and opportunities. Take Rizal. Understanding his family background, hometown, and education helps us interpret his actions more meaningful. That's why behind the what matters deeply in life histories. Next, we have the institutional and border context. Institutions both reflect mold individuals. Rizal, for instance, we shape by the Catholic Church, Ateneo, and La Solidaridad. Similarly, the culture and ethnic background of a person offers crucial context. Life history research isn't just about listing facts. It's about connecting personal experiences to larger forces to understand historical meaning.
Good day, everyone. I am Kyereish Thea Almora, and today I'll be explaining about the local and oral history. First, I'll define the local history. Local history is a study of people, places, factual events, cultural heritage, genealogy, and folklore. This includes tales, myths, legends, proverbs, poems, jokes, and other oral traditions of particular geographical area. The importance of local history is it gives us a holistic view about crucial and controversial events that took place or are taking place in our local communities and its effect to national affairs. It allows us to study national events within the context of local communities. The sources of local history could be monuments, landmarks, drawings, and etc. Next, we have the oral history. Oral history is the systematic collection of living people's testimony about their own experiences. It can be defined as the recording, preservation, and interpretation of historical information based on the personal experiences and opinions of the speaker. The importance of oral history is it helps us to understand how individuals and communities experience the forces of history. And also, it teaches us what has changed and what has stayed the same over time. The sources of oral history could be eyewitnesses, priests, and tribal elders, and many more. Local history goes beyond the broad strokes of national or global history. It focuses on specific places, towns, communities, even families. This makes it a powerful tool to uncover stories that are often left out of the national narrative. It helps us understand that history isn't one size fits all and that different regions have their own unique experiences worth studying and preserving. While national history promotes unity, extreme nationalism has led to tragic events, such as those under Nazi Germany. Local history provides a counterbalance. It tells stories from the grassroots. These alternative perspectives challenge overly simplistic national histories and helps us to see the real diversity within a nation. One of the biggest hurdles in local history is the lack of sources. That's where oral history becomes crucial. It's based on interviews and memories. Though some historians criticize it for being imprecise, it's often the only way to uncover the voices of indigenous people, the urban poor, or others left out of written records. It's not just a backup, it's a method in its own right.
Okay, for the last part, why visit historical shrine and museum? Museum and shrines allow us to experience history in a more personal and tangible way. Instead of just reading about events, we get to see and sometimes even touch objects from the past like weapons, clothing, letters. These artifacts help us to better imagine the people, moments in history, making the experiences richer and more memorable. And next is preparing for your visit if you want to visit a museum or historical shrine. Before your visit, take time to do background research, knowing the history behind the place like historical shrine. For example, allows you to better understand the significance once you're there. This preparation makes your visit more meaningful and help you to connect with to you see with what you've learned in the class. And engaging with the site speaker during the visit, make sure to locate the historical markers. It offers official details verified by the NHCP, reader of the exhibit caption carefully and take note for photos if it is permitted. This help later when writing your reflection. Many sites now include interactive displays, videos, sounds, or guided experiences. So take part and absorb as much as you can. And now, reflecting on the experiences after the visit, don't stop at just recounting what you saw. Think critically, what did the artifact tell you? How did the experience shape or change your understanding of the topic? Treat this object like text that can be interpreted and analyzed. This reflection deepen your grasp of history as both a narrative and a lived experience, and enjoy the moment when you visit a shrine and a museum.